Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, My So-Called Healthy Life. And Pee-Pee, I just picked up the dogs, and look at him. You had a bath and everything, didn't you? Are you happy to be home? He said, I'm so happy to be home. So I weighed myself this morning, and I actually was not gonna weigh myself. I was gonna wait until September 1st to see how much total weight I lost for the month, and then I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. I have to see because I've got 3 days left and I want to see how much total weight. And if I was really afraid that I had gained like 7 pounds back because I ate on this trip, I'm not going to lie. And last night when we were at the airport, I just kind of like, I was ready to get home. We ate at this Doji's Venezuelan restaurant yesterday and I had like 3 empanadas, yuca fries with cheese. I ate fried food. I had a Coke on the plane that I took with me. And then I got, this is so bad. I mean, I broke my diet completely yesterday. And then I got, what do you call it? I got a bag of peanut M&Ms. And then I also got Chex Mix. And then when I got home last night, I was so hungry at like, I was driving around, I went and got Tanya, and at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I got so hungry that I got some combos and a V8. So anyway, I woke up this morning and I weighed myself and I was like 4.3 pounds heavier than I was when I left. So not all the way back. I was 233. So I was like 228.6 when I left and I was 233. So almost like it was a little bit under 5 pounds. I think it was like 4.6 pounds total that I gained. I was 228.8 and I think I was 233.2 or something like that. But anyway, so I'm back on track, I'm back on my diet. One of the things that always happens to me when I go on vacation is like I screw up my diet and then I'm just like, screw it, I'm not doing this anymore. What's the point? I'm never gonna stick to it. I'm like, no, like even if I get back to 230 by the end of this week, then I've lost 15 pounds, 15.6 pounds for this month, which is great. I stayed on it. I'm back on my diet. I have no obstacles in September, really. I'm not going anywhere. It's nobody's birthday. I mean, I'm sure I'll go out to dinner at some time and have to, but I kind of started to learn how to do that. So that's my goal. My goal in September is also going to be to start exercising, whether that's walking at night, running at night, going back to the gym, whatever. But my plan is to get back in September. And one of the things that was really cool when we left Miami yesterday was like, we were like, oh, we're not, and I didn't post yesterday because we had to be out of our hotel room so quickly that I didn't have time to film it. And we didn't fly out till 7, so I was basically on the run the whole day yesterday, so I apologize. But it would have been interesting to see how much I weighed on this trip like day by day. And I think that had I been able to do that, although people don't believe in weighing yourself every day, I think if one day I had gained like 2 or 3 pounds, I think I would have like slowed it down the rest of the week, if that would have made sense. And I also think that the trick that I learned that I talked about on here was to have snacks, healthy snacks in my room, because I got like hungry later and then I was like, I didn't have anything to eat. But anyway, when we left, we were like, oh, we're going to be back here in March because we planned 2 other trips between now and then. We're going to try to go to Vegas for a weekend in November. And then we're also going to try to maybe go to like the Bahamas or something in January or February. And we were like, oh, we'll be back here for Ultra Music Festival at the end of March. And so that's, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It's 6.5 full months that I'll have before we go. And I want to be in the best shape possible by that. I've never, whenever I go to Ultra, I dance a lot, but I'm always out of breath. I want to be at my goal weight by then, which is at least 170, 180 probably. I want to be at my goal weight. I want to be fit and I want to be exercising and eating healthy. I'm like seeing a lot of people post pictures of foods, and it was interesting because Daniel Prada, Joey Graceffa's boyfriend, he posted a picture of this breakfast, and it was like chia seeds and like this like maple, like a little bit of maple syrup and this like natural butter, almond butter and all this kind of stuff. It looks so good. I was like, I'm going to the store and I'm getting that stuff, and that's what I'm gonna make for breakfast. It's like a high protein vegetarian diet for breakfast, and I think that's what I'm gonna start eating for breakfast. Because I want to eat more organic, natural foods instead of the processed foods that I've been doing. And that's another goal of mine for September, is to eat more like raw fruits and vegetables instead of just all this processed stuff, which has been great so far to get me where I'm at, but it's not what I want to do anymore. So this trip was a really great time for me to reflect on what I was doing on my diet and what I need to do differently. I'm very proud of myself for kind of sticking to it. I mean, I have been vegetarian the whole time. So the only times I have broke being a vegetarian is if I didn't know otherwise, if that makes sense. Like if I didn't know that something was vegetarian. And then I quickly changed that the next time that I went out and I don't do those. Like the Parmesan cheese thing, I've been very aware of that since that happened. So, and ask questions. And like when I was at this restaurant, not last night, but the night before, I said, what is do you have any vegetarian meals that you're sure they're vegetarian? She's like, yeah, this one. And so they had like different options for vegetarians and stuff like that. So it's made me very, I don't know, cognizant of the choices that I'm making, and also not as afraid to ask questions when I go to restaurants, which I think is really important, just because I don't think we live in a day and time where the vegetarians don't come to restaurants. So if you go and you say, well, what's your choices? And she gave me like 3. She's like, we have this ravioli that's completely vegetarian. We have this one, we have this one. And so like I had options, which before I never had options. So this vacation was really good for me. It taught me that I can go on vacation, I can continue to diet. Now, I wouldn't eat the snacks and the Chex Mix. That would be the thing that I would do differently. I would drink water instead of Coke, but at that point, I kind of was just like, screw it. You know, if I want to have a Diet Coke on my, well, Diet Coke. If I want to have a Diet Coke on my trip, I will. I'm back to all water and no soda since I've been back in here, so back to town. So we're back to where we were. I'm glad that I didn't gain all 15 pounds back, which for me, I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, it could have happened because I know how I am. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well on your journey. Thank you for all your support. It really helped me while I was on vacation, and I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Stay healthy.